Remind me who's got early morning tomorrow.
Ali Crawford is a busy mum to 3 teenagers.
Over 360.
In 2022, the 51-year-old discovered she had a rare uterine cancer.
8.5 weeks it took for diagnosis. My time stood still. I used everything that I knew to cope every day. And then I had to, at 3 o'clock, be normal mum.
Her treatment is ongoing and has involved multiple surgeries and 11 cycles of chemotherapy. Ali doesn't know how long she has to live. She feels precious time was wasted just getting a diagnosis.
Everything was held up in getting scans, but I knew I had a ticking time bomb in my pelvis. It was a very confusing time.
How are you?
Ali Crawford.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much.
In the lead up to the election, 150 terminally ill women and their supporters are visiting their local MPs, campaigning for more funding for gynaecological cancers.
A commitment of 100 million.
Yep.
Handing over a new report from the Australian-New Zealand Gynaecological Oncology Group that's found women are unnecessarily dying because of a chronic lack of investment and their symptoms are not being taken seriously.
When I read the stark realities of that report, I was completely kind of a mixture of devastated, but also now understood why we were in this position. The survival rates are as poor as the survival rates for all cancers 50 years ago.
When we add in other drugs, there's a good interaction.
Professor Claire Scott is a scientist and medical oncologist.
I believe that there hasn't been an improvement in survival because we simply don't know enough about these very rare cancers. We need more research and more clinical trials, and that requires more support and more awareness.
The report reveals 23 women will be diagnosed with a gynecological cancer each day by 2035. These include ovarian, uterine, endometrial, cervical, vaginal and vulval cancers. For nearly 2 decades, these have been the poorest funded cancers. The group is calling for a $100 million commitment over the next 4 years from the government to improve treatment and research. In northern Tasmania, Alex Neville thought her symptoms were part of menopause when they appeared in 2020 and struggled to get a diagnosis.
I'd never heard of endometrial cancer beforehand. I didn't know that abnormal bleeding was a sign, so I didn't know to be concerned.
Nothing can prepare you for hearing those words.
Alex is also part of the campaign for more funding, and she's passing on her experience to the next generation of doctors through a Survivors Teaching Students program, raising awareness for the importance of recognising symptoms.
If we get it early enough, the outcome for endometrial cancer is really positive, but you've got to get it early enough.
Alex has endured 27 rounds of radiation, 13 chemotherapy cycles, immunotherapy and clinical trials. She also doesn't know how long she'll live.
Involvement in the clinical trials is fabulous because it will buy me extra time, but what I'm also doing is I'm adding to science, I'm adding to knowledge. So what I'm doing now as a clinical trial will hopefully be a first-line treatment for a woman in the future.
I need to believe that I can hang on long enough for the science to get back on track. I want to approach this with hope, not fear.